Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Chalk Talk. Today's episode's about Visa.
Visa, welcome.
Ticker symbol, very difficult to remember, V.
Yeah.
So, our last episode on Visa was on Halloween, and ironically, we are covering it on another holiday, Thanksgiving.
No, I didn't even realize. That's funny.
Yeah, the last episode, was released on Halloween, and then now we're shooting an update on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I guess we like Visa on holidays.
Seems appropriate.
Payment processing company.
Yeah, seems right on brand, quite actually.
You gotta spend money in the holidays, and I guess, yeah, so do it with Visa. No, I'm just kidding. But so anyway, at least with the stock, I mean, we have one article to talk about, but at least with the stock, just to quickly go over it. Like I said, our last episode was on Halloween, which was released on Halloween. The stock opened up and closed at, if I could get it to stay, opened at 233.61 and just closed slightly under at 232.86. That was after a smidge of a pop and then a little bit of a sell-off after their earnings. So before that episode, we saw a little bit of a drop off down to 227.30 after earnings, but then a continued uptrend after a bounce off of 227 support back up to 254.53. And then it closed out the day before Thanksgiving, the 22nd, at 253.72, and just down basically 0.1% after hours. But yeah, it's
on a still. You said after Thanksgiving of last year, or did you mean after Halloween?
Sorry, I mean the day before. It closed out the day before Thanksgiving, as in today.
Okay.
So yeah, yesterday when the market was open, because it's closed today, it's Thanksgiving. Anyway, yeah, it closed out the 22nd because obviously market's not open on Thanksgiving. So it closed out yesterday at 253.72 and then 253.44 after hours, which is still on a crazy uptrend since June. The lowest price that Visa has seen since June is 215. 215.28, which was put us since the last day of May. And Visa hasn't seen under the 220s since then, and it keeps trying to make higher highs into 250s, which the 252-week high is. Where is the 52-week high?
The 52-week high is 254.54.
54. Yeah, 254.54. Which, wow, that was the 52-week high yesterday. 254.54.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been an uptrend since May, and then it literally just made a 52-week high yesterday.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these charts and stuff, and Yahoo Finance has got it at fair value, bullish patterns, short-term bullish, mid-term hold, long-term bullish. I'm looking at the charts. EPS estimated to still go higher, but it's been beating its estimates. So its estimates are expected to go higher, and then overall it's been beating its estimates. So
yeah, and then the average Wall Street investor has a price target of 277.03, which would still place you about another 24, just under $24. And then the high is 325. So if you go along with that price target, we have another 40. Let's just say, because it's 72, so 5 and up rounded up. So it's like basically 54. So I can't do math. 46 plus 25 is what, $71. So if you believe in Wall Street and banks price targets, then you have another $71 to go until you see their high price target, which I believe is, I don't know if it's a 1 year price target or
It says the average. Oh yeah, so on Yahoo it says 1 year price target 277.03.
yeah, so that's the 1 year then with Wall Street. So yeah, the overall 1 year price target's 277, which would mean the 1 year high is that 325. So
And it's still a strong buy and a buy. I mean, 13% hold, 58% buy, 29% strong buy on Webull. So this stock is got more stairs to climb.
yeah.
Yeah.
One moment.
I mean, it's funny because some people aren't happy about Visa or MasterCard. Like last time we were talking about Visa and MasterCard and processing and stuff like that, right? On the Visa MasterCard
Mm-hmm.
episode. But this article here says UK report calls for alternatives to MasterCard and Visa. And this was released yesterday on the 22nd. Britain
Mm-hmm.
needs a digital alternative to relying on Visa and MasterCard for card payments, regardless of steps being taken by regulators. A report commissioned by the government said on Wednesday. So, a lot of things happening in the UK. I mean, everywhere, I guess. But
Yeah.
the conclusions of the future of payments review echo long-standing complaints across Europe about heavy reliance on American Duo for card payments. Although calls and attempts to create a homegrown alternative have made little progress. While cards make a tremendous contribution to the payments landscape, we heard notable dissatisfaction with the cost of card schemes on the part of shops, services, and other merchants, which may be in part due to a lack of choice or digital alternatives to the existing card schemes, the review said. And so Britain's payment systems regulator, PSR, is reviewing the fees card schemes charge, a longstanding battle ground pitching Visa and MasterCard against merchants charged for accepting their cards from customers making payments. So there just seems to be a trend of this whole the whole antitrust trend. I know that's like a US law, but basically like these companies have a monopoly not only in the US but on a larger global scale, and people are not happy about it because they're kind of at the whims of their decisions and their control and demands. And I remember all like the pushing out of alternative payments and just not taking away choice from customers and from merchants who are also customers and alike, so I don't know.
One of the many reasons why people love Bitcoin so much. The decentralized peer-to-peer payment processor. But I don't know. I mean, exactly. We keep seeing all these antitrust laws, and everyone's mad at Tesla, and everyone's mad at Visa and Google and MasterCard and all these big corporations. But I mean, realistically, unless like actual entire governments really try to do something or really actually like put in place laws that they are actually going to keywords enforce,
Mm-hmm.
then nothing's going to happen. They're going to all of these massive billions and billions and trillions of dollars. You always hear, I mean, like all the last couple episodes we've been talking about all these other companies getting into hot water for whatever reasons, from like monopoly to them like breaking laws and just doing whatever they want, and they just get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I mean, even if you started as a competitor, they have the money to stomp you out, right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Visa's market cap is $521 billion.
You know what's interesting?
So,
I'm here on the predictions on Webull for Visa, and Visa right now is number 15 on the popularity list, but it has a predictions rating of 100% bearish. Now I know that's like dependent upon the app user, but I just find that interesting that they have it at 100% bearish. 100% bearish. That's strange to me.
maybe people are like, okay, it's been on an uptrend for months and months and months, and it just hit a 52-week high. So maybe people are just either thinking or hoping that it turns bearish.
I'm looking at some article titles here. Visa, the giant of payment processing, isn't a buy yet. That's from Seeking Alpha. Visa's president technology sells common shares worth 1.98 million. That was 6 hours ago. What is that about? Visa's president technology sells common shares worth 1.9 million. It doesn't have any more information. It just brought me to a chart. That's weird. Let me look that up.
What?
Visa sells shares.
I mean, what do you mean? They announced a stock buyback.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah, literally in our last episode.
It
They're
says a
doing
global
a
leader
buyback
in digital
program.
payments has recently witnessed a significant insider sell by President of Technology Rajat Taneja. I'm sorry if I butcher that. On November 22nd, 2023, Taneja sold 7,811 shares of the company on a transaction that has caught the attention of investors and market analysts alike. Literally 6 hours ago. So something's happening literally while we're recording this.
Yeah, it's called a 52-week high, and people want to take their profit.
Yeah, I guess that could be it.
I mean,
Um,
unless it's like dozens and dozens of like insiders, or at least like a handful, I wouldn't be worried. Because it was like, oh no, people were saying the same thing, like, oh, Tim Cook selling shares of Apple, and then you look and it's like, oh,
yeah, that's true.
he
Yeah.
sold 4% of his shares to make $40 million because he has like half a friggin' $1 trillion. Well, not a half a trillion, but like billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in there.
Okay.
I I don't know. I mean, who knows? Something could be happening, but I don't know. Usually, just when you hear like that type of stuff, it's like okay, especially at a 52-week high, it's like okay, that person's probably just taking profit. They'll buy back in maybe at a later date or re-add to their position. But
Times. What's the price of Visa again? Let me go back.
right now, it's like
253.
253.72 times how many shares?
That's 1.981.
No, 1 point. How many
It's 1.9 billion. 1.98 billion. So
dollars? Okay,
dollars. It's
1.8.
just a little Christmas spending, I guess. Right on time for Black Friday,
And
holiday
who was that?
shopping.
That was the what?
Uh, let's see. President of Technology, Rajat Taneja. Oh my God, I hope I'm saying his name right. I feel bad when I do that.
I mean, that's a lot. That's an insane amount of money. So I guess it's not really,
7,811 shares.
yeah, I
Yes.
guess that's not really taking profit. Maybe he's leaving the company.
It says Raja Taneja is a prominent figure in the technology and finance industry, serving as the president of technology at Visa Inc. With a career spanning several decades, Taneja has been instrumental in driving Visa's technological advancements and maintaining its position at the forefront of the digital payments revolution. His role involves overseeing the company's technology strategies, ensuring secure and efficient payment systems, and fostering innovation to meet the evolving needs of consumers and businesses worldwide. So I mean, I guess it's just kind of sudden. It doesn't say anything about him leaving the company. I mean, with all that drama with Microsoft, people are just trying to make. I'm like, are people just making Days of Our Lives moves now? Like, you know. Well, okay, it says the relationship between insider selling and stock price can be complex. While a sell-off by insiders might initially seem bearish, it is essential to consider the context. Insiders might sell shares for various reasons unrelated to the outlook on the company, such as personal financial planning or diversifying their investments. Therefore, while insider sales can be a piece of the puzzle, they should not be the sole basis for investment decisions. And so I don't think that's the sentiment on Webull right now, because people are like, what the hell? People want to freak out when something big and crazy happens. But
I think if there was something wrong, they wouldn't be doing a billion and billion billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars share buyback. If there was something truly wrong,
yeah,
you wouldn't take how much? How many billions of dollars of share buyback is it? I forget the exact number, but it's billions upon billions upon billions of dollars they're doing a share buyback. And like I said, I don't think they would be buying back their shares if they knew shit was about to
Um,
end. Doing great.
wait, I just want to make sure this information is correct, but it might be $25 billion worth of buybacks. This was October 25th, 2023. So this article that I'm reading from, a 25
billion.
billion, yeah. Visa raised its quarterly dividend nearly 16% to 62 cents a share. It also announced a $25 billion buyback. So yeah, I
So
mean,
like they're literally buying back like slightly under 5% of their own shares back comparatively. Well, no, not 5% of the shares, but they're literally buying back slightly under 5% of the amount of shares equal to the float. So $25 billion is slightly under 5% of the entire company.
yeah,
But in the amount of shares, I don't know because they're just giving you an amount of money. I
yeah.
guess it just depends on at
Well,
what
Visa
price.
looks like it's fine.
It's Visa. Like I don't think they're going anywhere. I mean,
Especially as long as the economy is struggling, Visa is doing fine.
yeah, Visa's numbers are like insane. Visa's numbers are insane, and they're doing a $25 billion buyback. They just hit a 52-week high. I mean, what else? They pay a
There's
dividend. They have enough money to pay their dividend. I just don't understand. Like, what else could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, they're
Dollars.
doing
They have enough
so
money.
well. They're doing so well. They're pissing off other countries.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. And they're killing all of their earnings. All of their numbers are literally green. They're all crazy. Literally everything other than maybe their debt to assets a little kind of very meh. But like everything else is their income's insane. Their net income, their total revenue, their cash flow is I would say that's maybe the only weak thing is like their kind of like their cash flow is like and then their debt to asset wasn't so great, but even still then, in a market where most companies have horrible debt to assets, they reported a negative 2% in the last quarter on their debt to asset. But other than that, like everything else is like really, really good, like EPS, net margins, return on asset, equity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're beating all their earnings. So
yeah,
I
I'm
wouldn't be
not.
too concerned about one person selling $1 billion worth of stock. I mean, it raises a like sign of a little bit red flag, but I mean, it's just one person in a company with probably tens of thousands of employees.
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Um, I'm going to see if they're going to say anything about it. Other than that, I mean, I guess it's just his personal finances, but it is 1.98 billion is a lot of money, and
Yeah,
what is he going to do? Go buy a Lambo? I mean, I'm not making fun of him. I just think it's funny.
$1 billion. Yeah, and he says here, Visa's total number of employees in 2023 is 22,800 employees, which is an 8.86. I'm sorry, 8.68% increase from 2022. So then they added another 23.26% increase from 2021, and then another 4.888% increase in 2021 comparatively from 2022. So for the last 3 years, they've increased their employment numbers by like double in the last like 4 years. So literally since COVID, they've literally have added like 9,000 employees since COVID.
Yeah. So and a lot of companies right now are cutting.
Yeah, and they have an 8.86% increase from last year. So, and they have almost 30,000 employees, and they have tons of cash just sitting around. They're doing share buybacks, like we said 5 times already. I'm
Um,
not really concerned about Visa. I don't own any Visa. We just talk about it. But if I owned it, I would be the opposite right now. I'd be happy that I was in a 52-week high with a share buyback paying me a dividend. That's beating earnings for the last like 5 earnings. And their PE ratio too. It's just doing nothing but dropping. Well, I should say it's improving their PE ratio.
Yeah.
Like, for
But yeah,
example, their PE ratio for trailing 12 months is 30.63, and then it is improving to 25.65. So it's even considered more of a buy, even more so next quarter. So
yeah, their next quarter earnings is on
probably
January 20 between it says
say late
between January
January.
21st, I mean 24th to the 29th.
Yeah. And probably um after hours. Most companies do after hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
That's
Visa
Visa.
still very, very bullish. I don't see any bearishness in this company other than maybe they could work on their cash flow a little bit.
Yeah, good luck to the UK and whoever else wants to make a competitor and hope that Visa won't stomp them out, aka buy them out or
Yeah, they'll
bully
make a
them. A lot of bullying
merger.
going on with these monopoly companies. And I guess the phrase is business,
I mean,
nothing personal. That's what they would say, right?
the
Business is
way to get
business.
around the way to get around monopoly is just do a merger acquisition and be like, this is a subsidiary.
Yeah, but you still get beat by the company. Now you own some of your profits and they own some of your profits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a way around like monopoly laws. Like you do a merger
Oh, that's what you
acquisition.
meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Like
still owned by them.
Microsoft got into trouble after they did the whole Blizzard thing. People were like, "Whoa, you're trying to take over all the video games."
Yeah.
And then even Microsoft even thought about and considered and got very, 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 very close to buying Nintendo, which most people don't.
No, they really?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
This was maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. They were like really close and like talking on like they were gonna buy Nintendo or at least the rights, like merger and acquisition, and be like, well, Nintendo is now under us. Like Nintendo was still gonna be Nintendo, like the brand name and the games are still going to exist, but it would like legally be owned or at least the majority by Microsoft.
That would be so upsetting.
So
Personally, I
they
don't know
would
about
have
anybody else, but I
Xbox.
feel like that would be
Yeah.
upsetting personally.
And then essentially you would just have Microsoft being like, okay, now it's Xbox and Nintendo versus Sony, PlayStation, and then that would be it. But actually, the
Let
Switch,
go, my
it's funny.
Nintendo.
It's funny. Like Sony and Microsoft are way bigger companies than Nintendo, but Nintendo destroys them when it comes to like video game sales and like console sales.
Well, I mean, I think Nintendo sales are overall, what are they like? They're cheaper than, let's say, like PlayStation games and like Microsoft games,
Yeah, and now
and they're more
Sony,
family friendly. So I guess maybe they're more.
yeah,
I don't know if that's a broader market or not, but it might be. And also, they have exclusive releases, depending on what country you're in, and that becomes. I don't know if that is something that hurts or helps them, or is just neutral in the matter, but
uh-huh.
I don't know. Nintendo is such a.
Oh, ironically, here
Mhm.
I didn't want this information, but this is interesting information. If we're talking about video games, real quick, the
Mhm.
top 10 markets and countries by revenues for video games are the United States, of course, China, Japan, South Korea, Germany, United Kingdom, France, Canada, Italy, Brazil.
Okay.
I
Uh,
was looking to see uh, who currently in this year sold the most units between the three companies, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo.
can you send me that information?
Yeah, yeah. But Google just like was like, no, we thought you were talking about that. Mm,
Oh, is it Statista?
no, crap. Damn it.
You said China, United States, Japan. This one says.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you now.
Okay,
Yeah, hold on.
that's
Okay,
interesting.
you got it right there. Yeah, so the revenue for USD, and then it has the amount of players. So, for example, The United States was 46.4 billion in revenue with 209.8 million players.
Mhm.
China is under at 44 billion with 699 players, so they have a lot more players, but more revenue is coming from the United States because people have more money here to spend on randomness.
Hey, Visa,
Yeah.
swipe that Visa.
And then Japan, of course. I mean, it's Japan. The country is literally a video game.
I can't believe
Isn't Japan just like what are those called? What are those video games called?
an RPG.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Is
life.
Japan,
That's
Japan
literally
is
where
an
life
Japan
RPG.
is like the closest thing you have to a real life RPG.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that, but I would say life in general has influenced the idea of an RPG. Okay.
Yeah. But and then South Korea, like I said, Germany, United Kingdom, France, Canada, Italy, and Brazil is number 10. I guess the country that most surprises me, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these countries are really rich and or have really big populations.
I'm actually
So
quite surprised not to see Russia on here.
so
I don't know
I
if we
mean,
collect that kind of data from Russia.
I don't know. But I mean, hey, if China's on the list, then
I don't know.
why wouldn't
Yeah.
Russia be there if they were in the top?
United
Um,
States is using those Visa and MasterCards to get their games because they're super expensive
yeah.
and boosting Visa sales, Visa stock. And yeah, and the United Kingdom, I would guess too, because they're complaining about it.
Game.
But yeah, Visa.
Anywho, PlayStation 2. Oh my God. Really? Lifetime sales of video game consoles worldwide as of, well, this is a little outdated, but May 2023.
Send me that one
PlayStation,
too.
PlayStation 2 is number one. PlayStation 2, Nintendo DS, then the Switch, then the Game Boy, then the PS4, then the PlayStation, then the Nintendo Wii, then the PS3, then the Xbox 360, then the Game Boy Advance, then the PlayStation Portable, aka the PSP, the Nintendo 3DS, the Nintendo NES, the Xbox One, then the Nintendo Super Entertainment, the SNES.
Oh, these are the
The
most popular
PS5,
globally.
yeah, like ever sold, ever, like
You got to send
all
me this
time number.
list. You got to send
Yeah,
me
yeah.
this list so I can include it.
So Nintendo runs the list.
You know
It's
what?
like Nintendo, PlayStation, three more Nintendos, then an Xbox, then it's like two PlayStations, Nintendo, and then like Xbox.
I mean, like Nintendo was more affordable, and there's a lot of cross-platform games. So even if you want to play something from one platform, you might have it on Nintendo. And honestly,
I've
I
never
wasn't
been
really.
an
I
Xbox
was.
person.
You know what?
I've never been an Xbox person. I was like, what does Xbox have outside of like Halo?
I mean, Halo seemed
And
fun.
then back in like 2005, maybe 2006, the only thing that like people could really say about it is like, well, I can listen to music as I play Halo. That was like the one great thing. They had Halo, and then they could listen to music on their video game system as they were playing video games. But
Oh,
that was it.
you'll have to screenshot it because I can't open it on my end. But
Oh,
I was a little pleasantly surprised about the PlayStation 2 because in my personal opinion, I go back to PlayStation 2 being my favorite console, and
yeah, a lot of
maybe
people
the
think
GameCube, even though it didn't have a lot of good games on it, and I felt like they could have done more with that, but I did like the GameCube.
yeah. So, I think in many people's opinion, and in my opinion too, I think the PlayStation 2 is probably like the greatest gaming system of all time, and then probably the PS3, the Fat Boy, the backwards compatible one,
Mm-hmm.
the really big fat one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, in my opinion, that's probably number two.
Okay.
And
Well,
then I probably would
uh-huh.
say the Switch.
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time here, so we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
That this has been Visa. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, that's been Visa. And if you like video games, that
Yeah.
too.
and you probably are buying video games with your Visa and your MasterCard. So we're just making more money for Visa and MasterCard. This is a Visa episode, but hey, sorry,
Maybe one
UK.
day we'll have one of those annoying videos, like when you click on our episode, you'll have to watch that like mandatory 30-second Visa ad.
No.
See us. Those are really annoying. Some YouTubers, they have like literally 2 or 3 ads before their show even starts. And it's like you have to sit there and watch a Fidelity ad, and then you have to sit there and watch like whatever else, some car insurance or something, like, or like Wells Fargo. Let's see how far you can go. And then after like 2 minutes, you're like, oh, now I can watch this.
I don't know if they have control over that. YouTube,
Yeah.
I'm not in.
Yeah, you can.
We're not in that yard yet.
I've heard other
I don't
YouTubers.
see YouTube giving you much of a choice as to what's being
Yeah.
shown and how much of it's being shown.
Yeah, you can turn it off on your channel, but who's gonna turn it off when like Visa or somebody or whatever is paying you like $15,000
No,
each?
I don't mean turn off ads. I mean the length of ads and what ads specifically. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I'm saying as a YouTuber, I'm pretty sure that you can be like, I don't want any ads to play in the middle.
Oh, okay.
But most YouTubers are like, yeah, because I want money. So they're like, yeah, sure, I don't care. Play like a Weeble ad in the middle of my video because I'm gonna get like $3,000 from it.
Yeah. But thanks for tuning in, and thanks for checking us out again, and thanks for hanging out, and
yeah, all our episodes.
Yeah, what does it usually say at the end? Even though I've been doing this with you often, what did you say at the end? You said, thanks for watching, like, share, and subscribe.
I used to say, have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a great night, and we'll see you in the next one. But
I like that one.
Yeah, so I could say something like, please like, share, and subscribe and support our teeny tiny little channel. And until then, have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a great night. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Stay safe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Till next time. Peace.